Hello there, you're an artist, aren't you? Well, I gotta tell you, you are awesome. So, I crunched my brains and tried to find you desks that will blow your mind. Ones perfect for your passion. Ones that are flexible, compatible, and ready to go at all budgets. And if you have any neck and back pain from slouching forward while working all the time, well, you will not have to worry about that anymore. Instead of having pain going through your body, you will have relaxation and creativity instead. Now, whether you're an acrylic, digital, mixed media, drawing or drafting artist, or even an architect, you will love these desks. I compared quite a lot of desks together and I was surprised to find that artist desks and normal desks are pretty similar in terms of budget. Had I known this before, I definitely would have gone for an artist desk. Oh well, at least after studying 750 desks, you won't have to make the same mistakes I made. I have some really nice tips, life hacks, and a chart that will be mentioned later that will definitely help you out at the end. But first, let's get to the desks, shall we? If you find a desk you like, its links can be found in the description. And let's get started. Coming up in number 1, the Gynsseh glass drafting table. This table is probably the number 1 art table around. It is quite cheap compared to the market, and look at how many different functions it has. It has all the pros of the other tables, while minimizing the cons as well. For example, Gynsseh comes with a whole department to hold your pencils, a lower shelf to store your other equipment, a glass base so that it helps you with tracing, and 17 different angle adjustments between 0 and 75 degrees. Now, all of this might be common in other desks, but it is not so common to find an extra sliding shelf that comes out from the side to slot your laptop or other equipment on. I find this very handy and essential. After all, you don't want everything to be at the same angle all the time. The second major feature about this desk is that you can adjust the height on it between 24 and 36 inches or 60 to 91 centimeters. But how much are the size dimensions? Well, the main frame is around 35 by 24 inches or 90 by 60 centimeters, and the optional secondary shelf slides to around 17 inches out, which is 43 centimeters, but it is only 12 inches wide, which is 30 centimeters. As mentioned earlier, the height goes between 24 and 36 inches. There are still going to be some drawbacks from this option. For example, it's not so easy to assemble, but every customer agreed that it was totally worth it in the end. The glass is made out of tempered glass, so if something were to happen and it were to break, no one will get injured by it. But that is very unlikely to happen anyways, because the weight limit of this option is at 110 pounds or 50 kilos on the main frame and 25 pounds or 11 kilos on the side frame, so unless you're trying to sit on your desk, the desk will be fine. Another major point is that the legs have 4 adjustable anti-vibration feet pads, adapting to uneven grounds. And finally, it has 2 colors, the black glass one or a wood option instead, and the warranty on this option is unspecified. Coming up next is a super cheap but super option, the Yaheetech glass art table. It is quite similar to the last option, but has a little less functions in it. First of all, the angle adjustment levels go from 0 to 60 degrees. As you see, it is made out of glass, which again is tempered glass. What's cool about this option is that it has 4 storage trays on both sides of it, as well as 2 drawers to keep other stuff inside. A unique feature about the Yaheetech desk is that it has the option of installing wheels on it, making it basically the same as an easel. I know, not exactly the same, but close enough. Anyways, the dimensions of this option are 35.5 inches for the width without the extra trays, or 90 centimeters, by 23.6 inches or 60 centimeters for the same as the last option. but the height goes much higher, between 31.5 and 49.2 inches, or between 80 and 125 centimeters. Since the table glass surface is higher than the trays by a couple of centimeters, you will easily be able to use a T-square as well. But you can still remove the trays if you want. If you don't like the storage boxes, you can just not install them either. It handles up to 130 pounds, or 59 kilos. Customer support is very nice and helpful, but the warranty seems to be unspecified on this product either. Number 3 is a very different option. If you are looking to do some art but still need more space, whether it's desk space or you have a computer you would like beside you, then this option is going to be best for you. The IronCKL L-shaped drafting desk. This option is basically a 2-in-1 combo. You get your drafting table as well as a computer table which has a lifting shelf to put your monitor on. A great option with great colors, but a little more expensive than the other options in the list. First of all, I will give you the top feedback you will get from customers. This desk took a battering by one of the customers who spilled glue, asphaltum, paint and other substances on it, and it still survived and washed off all of these substances. Even after using heavy, strong tools and wires, the surface didn't scratch either. Looks much more expensive than it is, thanks to the P2 MDF grade material. And even if it did get scratched, it will most likely not show thanks to the color. So here are the main specifications of the desk. The size of the desk is at 71 by 70 by 24 by 31 inches, or 180 by 180 by 60 by 78 centimeters. Keep in mind that it doesn't mean that you get a surface area of 140 inches.
Nope.
You actually get a surface area of around 115 inches. But that is still a lot, and this desk can hold the weight of a whole elephant. You can also switch places between both sides to make the drafting table on the right if you wish, or even separate both desks from each other entirely. The board can tilt up to 80 degrees, which is really impressive since it's not solely designed to be an art desk. And the size of the tilting board is pretty large as well, at around 32 by 20 inches, or 81 by 50 centimeters. Since this option also comes with foot pads, it should not wobble around, and should be fine on any surfaces. Now, some users faced some difficulties in the assembly process, and ended up having screws not aligning perfectly with the desk. The main reason this happens is because you have to make sure that when you start screwing in the screws, you don't fully screw one side in before starting on the second side. Ideally, you want to slowly go in from each side little by little until all the screws are completely in. If you don't do this, you will either have some marks on the wood or the screws won't fit. The IronCKL comes in 2 colors, black and vintage brown. I would suggest you go for the vintage brown though. This option is amazing if you have extra space at home and have a little extra budget to go for. Coming up next is the absolute cheapest art desk you can find. When I saw the price of this desk, I was very surprised, especially since it had a tilting board as well. The HOMCOM drafting table goes up to angles of 50 degrees, which is less than other options. It has no storage or trays and is not height adjustable. To make up for that, it's cheap, pretty big and sturdy. The sizes are 47 inches by 22 inches by 30 inches, and the adjustable part is 32 by 16 inches. So, you get some extra space on the side of the desk, which acts as a storage area instead. It can handle up to 22 pounds or 10 kilos on the small desktop, and 55 pounds or 25 kilos in total. Although the desk is very simple, it has a really nice color, and when installing it, you will have to pay a lot of attention to make sure everything is aligned correctly. One user decided to stick a huge tablet on his desk and use that to draw on. And finally, in number 5 is the Futura crafting and drawing table. Futura is a part of the Studio Design store, who make a lot of art tables and are very proud to present this table. They compare it with the average market desk in every way to show that they are better than their competitors. First of all, this desk can hold a lot of pencils everywhere, on the trays, in the shelf, or even in the drawer right under it. So, in terms of storage, it does a great job. In my opinion, it is sad that this option doesn't have a side shelf which slides out as the first option. And maybe if it had a higher tilt and slid up and down, then it would have been the perfect desk. Anyways, apart from the 4 trays and shelves it comes with, this desk tilts up to 35 degrees, and the dimensions are as follows: 43 by 24 by 32 inches, or 110 by 60 by 81 centimeters, making it the largest tilting desk in the list. Since it's larger, it makes it a little less strong, so it only holds up to 25 pounds weight limit, or 12 kilos. So as mentioned earlier, this desk doesn't have any height adjustability, which is a bummer, but it is at the standard height, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. It also has some foot stands to keep it from wobbling, but what really shines about this product is that it has a 10-year warranty and a nice customer support, and that the assembly is easier than the other options. Although these are the 5 best options available, I'm going to quickly show you 2 other options that caught my attention. Sorry, I just couldn't leave these out. If you aren't interested in any tilt in your desk and you just want a nice desk to draw on, then the CubiCubi computer desk is a great cheap option. Then there's the Topeakmart, which looks really comfy, comes at a reasonable price, and has good overall characteristics. Okay, so now that you have seen the 5 desks, before I get to the final comparison chart, here are a few tips and life hacks to use with these desks. First of all, if you are getting a glass art desk option, you can spice it up by getting some LED lights and placing them under the frame. This will not only give the desk an extra dimension of awesomeness, but will also help you in tracing as well. Tip number 2 works if you are going to be working in a dark room, but you need more brightness. Then, to help your eyes and keep them healthy, you should get a lamp with enough brightness. Here is a cool lamp I found that also works as a magnifying glass. Hey, I don't know exactly what you do, so this might perhaps help you, or might not. Tip number 3 can be used if you went for one of the options which didn't have much storage. In this case, you can get different cool organizers and shelves to place them close by, to store your art equipment there instead. And finally, for tip number 4, if you have kids, they might be interested in doing art with you as well. So, you could get a mini art desk for them to sit beside you and try to imitate you and get more inspiration from you. Here is the final comparison chart. I hope it helps you out. If you have any thoughts, I would love to hear them in the comments below. Did I miss something out? Do you disagree with my opinion? If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe, as I make different videos about art products regularly. For example, this one here, or this one. Okay then, my friend, I wish you a creatively insane day.